I just jumped in game. Okay, sorry. Hello, welcome back to Vintage Story. I hope you have a wonderful day. I just jumped in game to get a little work done on our house before I actually started recording. And I'm digging up some red clay over here because I need more clay for the bauxite. Sorry, not the bauxite. For the daub. And I pick up this item here. You see it in my hand. It's a slab. If I hover over it, it says Ethos Slab. Ethos Slab is a Minecraft YouTuber. He was talking about doing a vintage story series in the past. I don't know why this popped into my hands. I am very confused. I have to go check his YouTube now to see if he's actually playing Vintage Story, which would be awesome. But yeah, no, I'm literally just digging up clay and I get Ethos Slab. So we're going to have to put this in a frame or something. Go make a, what's it called? Display case? Yes, we're going to make a display case and put Ethos Slab in the display case. Does this say if it's from a, it doesn't say if it's from a mod. It just, I don't know what's going on. But it's funny. Okay, let me get back to actually working on the house. Interruptions now aside. Ethos Slab. This is the... So according to the Discord, that item, the Ethos Slab, is a joke item. It is in the base game, but it's not supposed to drop. So I don't know if one of the mods I have installed changes the drop rate. Say, Better Ruins makes it so that it actually does drop, or maybe Primitive Survival. But that is a thing. It does exist in the game. And Ethos Lab is a YouTuber. He is probably best known currently for Minecraft. He does Hermitcraft, along with a lot of the other hermits. I'm a fan of Hermitcraft. I watch it often. But I actually first found him many years ago, namely about 10, when he did Terraformacraft for the first time. And it was about the same time I first played Terraformacraft, and so I learned a lot about Terraformacraft from watching him. So, yeah, as I did mention, he was asked in a stream a little over a year ago if he would ever check out Vintage Story, because Vintage Story is quite similar to Terraformacraft. And he said he was aware of it, and it was definitely on his radar. So who knows? Maybe in the future we'll get to see Etho playing Vintage Story also. But yeah, so that's a joke item. It's in the game, and it happened to drop when I was digging up clay. Anyway, I ran out of bauxite sand again. That house is taking a lot of bauxite sand. So we have to run... let's not stop here because there are wolves over here and they have eaten me many a time. We have to run pretty far south. If you recognize this area, our starter dirt hut and log cabin is just on the other side of this hill. We need to run another about 1,000 blocks south until we get to a little beach. Little lakeside beach where there is bauxite sand. I wish there was a way to make sand in this game. Like if you put gravel in a grindstone, you go grind it into sand. That'd be kind of awesome, because I have a lot of lakes. I mean, I have a lot of rivers, so I have a lot of gravel, but not a lot of deserts. There's a little bit of a desert. That's all gravel desert, though, you know? And that's gravel, and that's gravel. That's pretty sure that's all gravel. So, I mean, the only bauxite sand is this little strip here. So, being able to make sand would be fairly useful. I don't know. Anyway, gonna go grab some bauxite sand. Going to finish building the walls of the house. And then we're going to chisel the house a bit. Give it a little shape. Round out the corners. Make it look nice. And then I will figure out what in the world I'm going to do today. That said, and I've said this before, and I've been wrong every time, this episode might be a little on the shorter side. Namely because I'm spending almost all day tomorrow out with my family. So, we'll see how much time I have to actually record and how much I get done in that time. Oh, look at that. I was collecting some sand, it fell down, and there's a ruin down here. I did not bring my pickaxe. We're gonna have to punch the rocks. Ooh. Light. Where's my lamp? Ooh. Oh, this is cool. We've got a ruined kitchen over here. We've got a cook pot I can take home with me so I can have an extra cook pot. Those are always useful. Since you can... Whoops, did not mean to do that. Since you can use the cook pot to obviously store food, you can take the cook pot with you when you go on long adventures. So you have, 6 meals on hand, but also when you get to wherever you're going, if you need more food, you have a cook pot, you can just cook more. Ooh, ton of aged firewood. The door, and it goes further. Ah, nice. A storage vessel. It just has a little rye seeds, but we can take the vessel with us. And we can use this to store food in our cellar. Hello. You are not welcome. I am not wearing my armor. You have pushed me into a wall. Well, as long as I'm stuck in the wall and you can't hurt me, let me put my armor on. Punch a rock. Okay, punch another rock. I am stuck in a wall now because... Ow. Hey. There we go. He didn't even have the courtesy of holding any items on him. How rude. Okay. And then this is also just a standard storage vessel. Nice. I'll take that too. So now we have a decorated storage vessel and a regular one that we can use to store food and whatnot in our cellar. Don't know if there's anything else in here worth looting. Did not come down here. Well, did not come out here expecting to find a ruin. So, nice surprise. Miner boots, a rusty gear, some extra firewood, and some extra sticks. How sad is it that I could use all of them? That chest has nothing. When I get some pitch glue, I'm going to come back and get this bed. And these beds too. So we can use them for decoration in the houses as we restore them. Well, I'll have to hopefully remember this here. I'm not seeing anything else worth taking. Although there was a torch holder. Those are always worth taking. Alright, cool little ruin. And I'm stuck. And there we go. With the storage vessels in our cellar, our grain is good for 4.5 to 5 years. Veggies in this one are good for... Well, fresh ones are good for 180 days. The smoked meat's good for 150 days. The grapes are good for 40. So, yeah, these just make your storage times even better. That's 0.26. This is... Well, okay, 0.26 for others, 0.2 for veggies, 0.13 for grains. So, storage vessels, very good for storing food in a cellar. I need to make more food and then more bauxite so we can make more dab. And then I'm going to do something with the roof here. Something a little different. I am going to be chiseling the roofs flatter. Turning them from a whole block into a half block. And then seeing about adding these quarter logs. Sort of like how we have them out here. Running through the roof as a support beam. And then actually making real supports using... I have no clue where I put my oak. Here we go. We take our oak and we strip the logs. That's our hammer. Oak logs, hammer, axe. We turn them into debarked oak. We can then combine those. We need our saw for that. We do this and this. We can make support beams. Support beams actually do work for supporting cave-ins and whatnot. That's on an angle, but you get the idea. But another great use for support beams, if I can find the hitbox for it, there it is they make very good decoration. Like, that just makes it look like the roof's actually being held up by something. So we're going to be doing that in addition to having some of the quarter logs being across the top here, and just try to flesh out the build, make it look, I'm not going to say realistic, but make it look like it's more structurally sound. So cats from the cat taming mod really love fish. Go figure. One fish will increase their progress by about 50%. So now we have a kitten. I don't have a name for it yet, so we'll just call it Kitten. And we will figure out what to call it. Now, it's still only 0.4 obedience, and we can't pick it up. I don't know how to get it into my house. Actually, yes I do. We're gonna do this. And then punch a hole through my wall. And then just nudge the cat in, maybe. Come on. There you go. Now the kitten's in the house. So while that's going on, I was making some quick lime. I ran out of heat to heat it up. So we're making some quick lime. You do that by putting lime in a fire pit. 2 lime equals 1 quick lime. We need 4 quick lime. We also need a board. Let's make a few more of those. And I'm going to need some berries. Don't necessarily need berries. I think I could use just about any fruit. Let's see. Olives, milk, grapes, peppers. So I can use a lot of different things, it looks like. Although that's significantly more than I remember. But we have fruit out here. I think there are more cranberries over here I can harvest. I'm just going to harvest a bunch of cranberries, and we're going to make a pallet. That's from the Chisel tool mod. Because instead of using more daub for the ceiling, I think I'm going to use the rammed dirt, but we're going to dye it a different color. We're going to try to turn it orange to try to match the walls as best as possible without having to necessarily be made out of the same material as the wall. It'll save us a little resources, save us a little time, and plus I'm going to want the palette anyway for future uses. What we could do with the palette in the future is decorate more blocks. We can mix in additional colors. So if you want to make a mosaic, you could use the palette so that you can add different colors to the palette. To the block that you're working on and make it look nice. And there's the quick lime. So we put the quick lime the board and the cranberries in, we get a palette. So what we can do with this palette is, there we go, press F, and we get a list of all the creative blocks from this palette. There are 3 palettes. There's the standard palette here. There is the Jonas palette and the glow palette. The glow palette will make things look like they're glowing without producing light. The Jonas palette will produce light. So we have the glow palette here. We can select something like this here. And then if we click that, now we've applied the color to it. Doesn't quite match up. It doesn't have to. You know, it could be a little bit different. I think that's a bit better. But there we go. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be taking our chisel, and I need to make the pantograph. And this will allow us to copy paste stuff that we chisel, and I'll make decorating this much easier, much nicer looking. So I have some brass here, not brass, bronze. We need 1 ingot for it. I'm going to do that and then continue working on the house. Still need to finish doing these outer walls with the daub. I need to put another layer on this roof, but also I didn't want to be putting daub on the floor, so by putting this colored block here now, I don't have to worry about putting daub as the ceiling and the floor and everything. Save us a little resources, like I said. I think he wants my flax. I don't know why he needs my flax. Yeah. Okay, well. Bear hunt. Okay, well, at least scare away the bear. So, we're just about done making the pantoglyph. This is probably my favorite tool from the Chisel Tools mod. And you will see why once it's done. There we go. Now we have the tool. It is still too hot. It's nighttime. I can't see if there's a bear outside. But we should be able to do this. If I take our chisel, I chisel this down to a half slab. Alright, that's just the top half of the block. I've chiseled out 4 of the 8 cubes. We can then, and because it's still hot, I need to have the tongs in my hand. Pressing F while holding the pantoglyph, we can choose paste shape and material, paste shape only, add shape, undo change, paste materials. You can make a custom door. Really awesome. And so I'm going to paste shape and materials. We're going to left click to take a picture of it, and then right click twice to apply it. So what I can do is make sure it's set to shape and materials. Click that. I need my palette in my hand to do that. There we go. So now you can copy and paste blocks you've already edited. Now I do need to clean up my inventory a little bit. If I swap those out and then go to my chisel, I can, chisel these down so that they're the correct height. But then copy those and start pasting those as our new floors. Or, well, floor ceiling combo, right? And then what we're going to do is do that for both down here and upstairs. Then I can take this. I want to hover over the block with my chisel in hand, go to this add block, drag that there, select it, and now by right-clicking, we can add the quarter logs back in place. They are facing the wrong direction. So, can I? No, I can't do that. I'm going to have to make the chisel, the true chisel. Can I do that right now? Can I go outside without the bear bothering me? Okay, so now the pantograph is cooled off. It's not going to burn my hands holding it. We combine the pantograph with the chisel. It makes it the true chisel. It does not consume the pantograph. Not the true chisel. It makes it a QP tool chisel. And I should... I still need the hammer in my hand. I should be able to rotate this somehow. I'm going to have to go look at... QP did a video recently where he showed the ability to rotate. I don't know if I have that correct version of the mod installed, but what we will be able to do is rotate this so that the inside portion of the log is against the wall. We're going to have the logs go all the way across the ceiling to this side, and we're going to do that every few, and then run the supports like I showed earlier. Like that. So let's finish adding this just so you see exactly what I'm thinking, right? So we do that. We need the other log. Do that. And that's the rough idea. That's going to be the inside roof. And we're going to do that the entire length across. Oh, well, maybe not these, the entire length across. We'll do them every... maybe I will do them every... the entire length across. And then I'll put more of the logs outside like that, equally spaced with the logs inside. So it looks like the logs are running the entire length of the building and out the ends. But now that we have the pentaglyph... Oops. I always do that wrong. We can do this and make the process infinitely quicker and easier. If you notice, this does still say insulating face on it. So that means as long as the block is at least a half block in width, a slab in width, it will still insulate. So this room is a little too big to be insulated, but my bedroom is not. So if I go in here, we're still insulated, which means that in the winter, we will not sweat to death. Sorry, we won't freeze to death in our bedroom, although I do need to fix that now. Worry about later. What is going on today? First off, drifter spawning in my house. Second off, I was asleep and I wake up with a drifter next to me, and he's just staring at my cat. He's not even violent. I don't know. I need to make food. I'm hungry. House is done. I'll show it to you after I eat. So I've done the texturing. I've added in extra daub to all the walls. And I've tried to do it in such a way that the broken textures kind of mesh with each other. And then this is what I was talking about with the roof. So we've got the quarter logs running across as beams, and then we've got support beams running between them also. I might add an extra support beam into each, like down the middle here, down the middle there, and against the wall there. I was right. The QP Chisel tool does have a flip texture feature, but this is from... I had to update the mod. I had version that ended with 10. This was added in the version that ends in 11. We are now on the version that ends in 12. So, had to update that. But now we have the ability to flip textures. And as I was saying, I've tried to make it so that everything flows nicely. Something to note, if you want to add daub to a block, you have to do it before you chisel it. I don't think I have any daub left. So here you can clearly see it's a part of the broken texture. Try applying daub to it. Doesn't work. Where's okay, there's these are obviously they're inside. They can't be seen from the outside, that's why I didn't worry about it. So I can still apply daub to that. But anyone that says insulated block face on it or has been chiseled, you cannot. So make sure if you want to chisel the blocks, you get them to the state you want them to be before you do that. But there we go. Now the roof has this sort of texture on it all the way around. The daub is done. And the inside roof is done. I think it looks pretty good. Let's look at it from the outside. Let's check for bears. So there we go. Our first structure, our wattle and daub house is, for the most part, complete. I do need to add a awning here, as I said I was going to do. And maybe add some texturing to the roof up there. Oh, you know what I haven't done yet? I need to come down along these corners here. I said I was going to do it. I haven't done it yet. And take the edge out like that. And do that for the entire, for every corner. Sort of rounds out the corner a bit. And also do them along the top there. So instead of this edge being flat, it's going to be a little more rounded. The good thing about the Chisel Tools mod is once I've got this chiseled down, you know, just the way I like it, I can grab our pantoglyph again. Not be able to get back up there. Take the pantoglyph. Paste shape. And just apply that to everything. And now the entire build will have that slight texture to it. And if we go downstairs, we can... Ooh. How's that going to affect... Oh wait, it's just shape I'm adjusting, so should be fine. Yeah, just like that. Now what I have to do is I should probably focus on a little more progression. We've got the house done for the most part. We should start looking to make bloomeries and getting our hands on some iron. I've found plenty of meteoric iron, but we need iron before we can really use the meteoric iron. So our next priority really should be finding ourselves some iron. And probably more stuff to make bronze, because I'm going to need more bronze before I can really dive into making all the iron tools I'm going to want. I think he's worshipping the cat. Well, that explains it. There seems to be something odd about drifters and cats. The weaker drifters seem to lose their will to fight when they are around cats. I am liking this now. We've got the chiseling all done. It now looks a bit more rounded. It's obviously it's not perfect. You can't quite make a round shape with square. You can't make a round shape with square tools, but it does look nice. At least I think it does. I definitely like the inside. I could do with a little more touching up on the roof here. Try to blend the texture a little more, but I'll worry about that later. I think I'm going to call it an end here for today. Next episode, like I said, we'll look to get some more actual progress started. Making bloomeries. We can start making some glass. And also looking to hopefully find some iron. I am pretty sure I've come across hematite while exploring. Might not be much. There's a decent hit over here, so I guess I'm going to head over in this direction and look for iron underground over here. And since we actually have armor, it's not great armor, but it's armor nonetheless, we can actually go into the caves and be less likely to have our butts handed to us in very short order. Who knows? Yeah, and then once we have some iron tools, we can start looking at getting meteoric iron tools. And there are just a ton of meteors around my base. Every one of these black pick marks you see, those are meteor impacts. And that's not even an exhaustive list. That's just the ones that I've found while exploring so far. So we're gonna be good for meteoric iron tools, which is nice because meteoric iron is, of course, better than regular iron. But like I said, that's gonna be it for today. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Later.